What is a story about you most people don't know that has shaped who you are today?
So my career in wine actually began in the kitchen as a cook. I went to culinary school. I was raised by my grandmother, who was an incredible cook, and I spent most of my youth in the kitchen with her. Where most kids were out
Mm.
playing, I was in the kitchen.
Mm.
I would say, cooking and food is my first love. So I
Okay.
was very blessed to be able to go to the Culinary Institute of America, and which is a really fantastic culinary school, the best in the U.S., one of the best in the world, and really sort of dove very deep into that career path. And it was my intention to one day open a Michelin star restaurant. That was really my focus. I took it very
Oh, really?
seriously. After graduating from culinary school, I moved to New York City, working in really high-end restaurants and kitchens, and then I was introduced to wine as part of that culture.
Okay.
Went on to move into the dining room, to learn hospitality management and service. For me, it was very important to learn this to be able to run my own restaurant at some point, and really fell in love with wine and the wine industry. I was really blessed to work for Thomas Keller's restaurant group when I was in New York, at a
Mm.
restaurant called Per Se, and
Yep.
was really blessed to have a wine team there that was very committed to investing in education for employees. So really incredible wine classes, very deep dives into certain regions.
Okay.
That's when I really had an interest in studying, reading about wine. I moved to
Mm.
Washington, D.C. To work for Eric Sebald, who was the chef de cuisine of the French Laundry for 9 years. He opened a place in DC, which was sort of top restaurant in DC, in Washington D.C. for about 10 years. And
Okay.
there was a wine director by the name of Andy Myers. He introduced me to the path of the master sommelier, of becoming a master sommelier. I
Okay.
was really blessed to have a great community of people who were very serious about their studies, very committed to learning and being the best sommelier they could. And that's really what sort of, I'd say, consumed my life for years. And I really loved it. I wake up in the morning, and study for probably 4 or 5 hours before I went to work, in the dining room.
Mm.
Then I would arrive to work, and I was the kid that would, unload all the wines into the cellar, break down the pallets and things like this. And I learned
Mm.
a lot from doing that.
Of course.
During service, the wine director was great. He would, bring glasses of wine for me to taste and learn. And, after work, we would do blind tastings at the bar until 1 o'clock in the morning. And we did blind tastings probably 3 or 4 days a week. And it
Oh,
really
wow.
became my life. It was my work, it was my love, it was my hobby. And I was really blessed to be in that community because it really pushed me forward. And I was very young. I was 23 when I started studying wine very deeply.
Mm.
By the
Okay.
age of 24, I had passed the introductory, the certified, and the advanced exam by the age of
Wow.
24. And after that, I was given an opportunity to move to Aspen, to become the sommelier at the Little Nell in Aspen, which is probably one of America's sort of top 5 wine
Yeah.
collections, and a really exceptional place to live. The Little Nell has a great legacy of master sommeliers. They've had more master sommeliers come through that property than any other place in the world. I think
Yeah.
there's maybe 15 at this point, that have come from the Little Nell. So it was another great community of learning and people who were really deeply passionate about being great sommeliers. So I passed my master sommelier exam there when I was 28. I took it the first time when I was 27. I passed the tasting and the theory portion of the exam, and didn't pass service. And I came back the next
Mm.
year and passed service. And that same year, took over as the wine director of the company, um, and did that. I was in Aspen for 9 years.
Okay.
Really incredible part of my life, and just being in an environment where the owners were very open to investing in the great wines of the world in volume. I mean, the cellar was really insane, and having a clientele that saw the value in spending money to drink those great wines. So I had a great
Mm. Yeah.
opportunity to drink the greatest wines in the world from every grape vintage over and over and over again. And I was really blessed. Then I met the Lawrence family, and we began talking about creating a wine company, and with a very particular focus and ethos. And I made the move to. I accepted the job in the end of 18, and I was really passionate about the Little Nell, and I've always been committed to making sure that if I leave a job, then the transition it doesn't hurt the business, because I was very grateful for the opportunity that they gave me. So I commuted between Aspen and Napa for 4 months every week. I would spend 3 or 4 days in Aspen, 3 or 4 days in Napa, and I did that for 4 months until I felt that the team was ready to take over at the Little Nell, and then I was really full-time in Napa in the spring of 2019.
Yeah, that was an exciting journey.
Thanks for watching this video. You can watch the full podcast episode by clicking here, or watch another interesting video by clicking here. Let's continue the discussion in the comment section, and see you in the next one.